It's a teenage girl's rite of passage, a record label's perfect product. 6 strangers brought together to make a band, a boy band, called Titanium. You've skipped straight to the end. This story starts well before any of this.
And this is the end. JJ, Mike and Dominus, 9 past.
It all began with a small spark of an idea from a radio station.
We need to make our perfect boy band.
Their idea was to get New Zealand its very own boy band.
Thought it was a joke at first. This is going to be lame.
Hundreds of boys auditioned.
You'll be right here.
One was Hayden Lindsley from Palmerston North.
Growing up, I always wanted to be a singer, but I was really shy about singing.
It was his beatboxing flatmate who, just a few months ago, forced Hayden on stage and discovered his singing talent.
He kept pushing, and he got me out there, and yeah, I'm so glad he did.
Hang on. Less than a year ago, you'd never sung?
No, never sung through high school. My parents didn't even know I could sing.
Another to audition was Andrew Pappas.
I would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do catering. Fun times.
He jumped at the chance to make the band.
Maybe we'll grow, we never know, baby, you and I.
His audition impressed the judges, and the hundreds got narrowed down to the top 10.
Dang, okay, I'm up against some good guys here.
And they were brought to Auckland.
Here we go.
And kick and slide, oh.
All the boys were pushed to their limits, tested every day, not only physically, but vocally and rhythmically too.
The dancing was one I struggled with.
You're pretty good at dancing.
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
All challenges that led to the final band announcement.
The first person to make the Edge boy band
Nervous, excited, scared.
is Andrew.
Names are read out one by one.
Zach.
Hayden, TK.
There's utter relief for some.
Honestly, my heart was just going boo.
Emotion overflows for others.
Shaquille. Congratulations.
Once I made it in, I just bawled my eyes out, started crying.
This means a big deal to you, huh, Shaquille? Yeah.
Just want to make my dad proud.
The last member of boy band, Geordie.
Well done, bro.
For all the boys, it was a challenge in itself, coming to terms with their fate.
We're the actual boy band now.
It was just the best feeling in the world.
That whole journey was all worth it at that time.
6 boys have been named,
Because we're going for this sort of more One Direction look.
but that is just the first step.
To tidy it all up. So we took off the mohawk this morning.
Waiting in the wings for their cue, in rolls the boy band machine. Stylists, makeup artists and photographers.
And all are you smiling? Cool. So boy band right now.
Singing, dancing, photo shoots, radio interviews.
Even their record labels in on the action.
Hold it. That busy moving.
It's an exercise in mass marketing, moulding the boys into an idea of perfection.
Can't have you looking like a Sasquatch, eh? Yeah.
She knows just the way to walk on by.
Kind of like the Wolverine, but... Bro, you're in a boy band now. You gotta go to the barbers. I've never been to a barber in my life.
And in the end, 6 average boys are spat out as polished products.
It's finally happening, yeah.
going to be playing the single for the first time at around 7:05 this morning.
Word has started to spread.
This is our single, Come On Home. Hope you guys enjoy.
Their first single is released. They've even got a music video.
Watch every flick from the store, and the world we'd ignore. Money made, then we'd be born.
And the band has decided on a name.
Somebody said Titanium. We're like, eh. And then Zach was like, hi, I'm Zach from Titanium. I'm like, that actually sounds good.
But the reality of being a boy band was yet to come. What would be the moment it got real for you?
I think the moment that we performed at one of the schools when we got mobbed, I think that's the moment when things got real.
Their first big performance finishes, the girls start to move in.
Seriously, we're about to get mobbed.
School staff are now suddenly security.
We were like pinned up against the wall and we just couldn't get through. There was just girls all around us.
The boys are swallowed by a sea of screaming schoolgirls.
Trying to rip our clothes off.
They were just screaming, oh my gosh, they're so hot.
They manage to escape, and I find them holed up in the staff room.
Is this the first time you've experienced this?
Yes.
First time.
It's been crazy. I think this is a little taster of what's to come.
They're about to leave on a nationwide tour. All the way from Whangarei to Invercargill, they have to be prepared. While they're rehearsing, Geordie, who's proving popular with the ladies, gets a special visit from his it girl. What's it been like having all the attention from the girls?
It's good in some ways, and it's got its downfalls as well. Like with my girlfriend, it's sort of hard to imagine how she's feeling.
Do you have a message for all those girl fans out there? What would you say?
He doesn't like to be called cute. To all you girls out there saying, oh, he's so cute. Don't say he's cute. He doesn't like that.
I'm not sure you should be giving them tips on how to make him like. Next up,
You guys want to come along? Got a big suitcase, you could sort of jump in there if you wanted.
we're on tour. I am going to be the envy of many a girl in this country. And we see just what the girls are capable of. And the boys share some very personal moments.
And yeah, life kind of just stopped right there.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm going on the road. I am going to be the envy of many a girl in this country. They're travelling the length and breadth of the country, 15 cities, 16 days. Driver, do you actually realise quite what you've got yourself into here, do you think?
Screaming teenagers for the next week, it's just awesome.
They might be screaming at you by the end of this.
Well, we've got the look.
Although I'm no Titan, that's a Titanium groupie, I'm here to get to know as much as I can about the boys. Who can I sit with?
Oh, yep.
Oh, okay. Thanks, thanks, TK. Yeah.
Yeah.
I discover some are obviously in need of a few Z's. Others pass the time chatting and tweeting. We're getting me some more followers here.
That was a pretty good one. I'll say show her some love.
But for TK, it's a chance to open up about his past.
During the time that we had to leave, there was a whole lot of riots and violent riots.
TK grew up in Zimbabwe. When political issues turned into chaos and violence, the situation became so dangerous they had to flee.
We approached the UN, who in turn decided to help him out and reached out to all the different countries, and New Zealand was the first one to respond. So I'm happy we came here.
We're in Hamilton. Backstage, the boys are getting ready.
These beautiful shoes.
And warm-ups of all kinds are obviously necessary when you're a boy band. And now that they're ready, their performance ritual kicks in.
Every time before us boys perform, we always huddle together and have a bit of a prayer.
1, 2, 3, do the bang! Put your hands up, everybody!
For one of the boys, a chance for his biggest fan of all, his mum, to see him perform.
He's got good shoes on.
Hamilton is Shaq's hometown. He's got to spend the night in his own bed with his own family.
My family will always keep me down to earth. They're going to make me do work around the house, whether it's taking up the rubbish, doing the lawns, picking up the dog poo. Yeah.
And now that he's famous,
This is the funnest job around the house, just so you guys know.
nothing changes.
Gosh, it's been a while. I don't think anyone's been doing it while you've been away. More over here, more over here.
Fun, fun, fun.
Do you worry what he might get exposed to out there?
And Shaquille's got his head screwed on.
What did you think of last night's performance?
It was fabulous. I loved it. And I had just had to stand there and all.
They've got the goods to be up there with the best of them. I'm so proud of all those boys.
Yeah.
If you could say something to your mum and dad, what would it be?
Mainly just that I love them so much. Yeah. Nothing else. That's the biggest thing you could ever say to someone.
It's Tauranga tonight, time to do it all again. Same suits, same songs, same screaming girls. But tonight, there's a different supporter in the crowd.
Hey guys, this is my mum.
Another mum who, after a tragic accident last year, is lucky to be here to see her son Zach perform. Zach was driving home after a special family day, his mum and sister in the car.
I got sunstroke and I blanked out for a couple of seconds and I went into a power pole, through a fence and off a bank with my mother and my sister in the car. And yeah, life kind of just stopped right there.
His mum was in a coma. Doctors didn't know if she would make it.
Finally she came to and the doctor said, you know, you're never going to be able to walk again and all this kind of stuff.
But with sheer determination and the support of family, Zach's mum made miraculous steps to a near full recovery.
What kind of support has he been to you?
He's been a great supporter. He's my baby.
You know, I thought my mum wasn't going to make it and yeah, it's just a miracle. Yeah, I'm very grateful.
The tour is in full swing. Hamilton, Tauranga,
on to the next one.
And after weeks of sharing rooms, these boys have certainly learned a lot about each other.
Who's the naughtiest?
My man Hayden, he loves the ladies. Zach, he likes to take care of his appearance. He takes the longest to get ready. And
Are you saying Zach's the vainest?
I'll leave that to you for you to decide.
But TK, the oldest of the group, has also seen the boys grow in every way.
They grew so much. Just really creative, responsible, and articulate, young men.
We've actually become really close.
I love those guys.
In just 8 weeks, their single went #1, then gold, and now platinum. They've played schools, town halls, and now the country's biggest stadium, Vector Arena, in front of thousands of fans.
Has this process tested you in any way?
Definitely, I think in many ways. So physically, mentally, emotionally, it's tested all of us. But yeah, we've all worked so hard to get to where we are now, and I think if we stay strong as a group, there's nothing that can hold us back.
I can't do this alone. Say it. I can't do this alone.
Wait, I think you got it.
And tonight, even more, hearts yearn, ache for these boys. And it's hard to believe they started as 6 strangers and in the end became a band, a boy band called Titanium.
I'm so grateful to be here.
Best decision of my life. It's the best decision of my life. I'm so excited. I'm 18 years old and I'm living my dream, and this is just the start.
Hi, we're Titanium. Hey, I'm Andrew, and I'm definitely the best dressed in the group.
That's because your mum dressed you. That's
both So I grew up in a small town called Beaufort West in South Africa. And the place was so small that it only had 3 traffic lights in the whole town. So the opportunities to be a singer is pretty much none. When I was 11 at school, I did my first musical. I did a show called Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. So with that, a lot of the people at school started to kind of label me the Joseph guy. People eventually started bullying me about it, and that's when things kind of turned bad. I really didn't enjoy being the Joseph guy, but it was really hard because, you know, you have to decide, do I want to be a singer and kind of put up with all this negative bullying and, you know, what people are saying, or do I just throw in the towel? But I decided that this was my main passion, that I was just going to continue doing it, and it doesn't matter what people were going to say, I was just going to do it. I just wanted to be a singer. I've had so many high points in my life, but one of the main ones would be going to America and representing New Zealand in the World Championships of Performing Arts in singing and coming back with the gold medal. If there is any major artist I think I would want to collaborate with, it would definitely have to be Beyonce. We might even have to do a little bit of single ladies, who knows?
Hey, I'm TK and I'm the baby of the group.
Oh,
old man TK here.
So I'm from Zimbabwe. My real name is Takudzwa, which means we are blessed in my native language, which is Shona. So my mother is a daughter of a village chief, and she's married to the son of a butcher, and my dad's pretty proud of that. I'd like to think I'm a very good golfer. Actually, I represented Zimbabwe when I was 16 years old. You know, if this music doesn't work out, maybe I'll be a top golfer chasing after Tiger Woods. I'm coming for you, buddy. In the year 2003, my father got falsely convicted of obstruction of justice. He spent about a week in jail until he got bail. We were very paranoid as to what was going on. He decided to flee. He went to the UN. They decided to help him out and seek asylum. And New Zealand was the first one to respond. So he took the first ticket out. We had to secretly leave the country and not say goodbye to anybody. That was a very hard time. When we saw him in New Zealand, it was such a great feeling that the family was all back together.
Come on guys, his name's
He's
Shaquille.
probably the baby of the group.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to do everything for him.
So every night when I go to bed, I wear lava lava. It's not a part of Māori culture, but it is Polynesian. It's like a towel when you wrap a towel around yourself, just different material. They mock me all the time, but the reason why I go to bed in it is because it's so comfy. Don't worry, I'll wear undies with it sometimes. I used to watch a lot of Michael Jackson. I used to grab the shower glove to wash myself. I used to have that for the Michael Jackson glove. I had white socks. I used to fully dance around and put my parents on the couch, and I used to perform a whole show to them. Ow! No, I don't know. My dad left home when I was 9. Mum always used to say he was on holiday. He always told me that I was the man of the house. I had to look after my little brothers, had to look after my mum. She hardly had any time because she was always working, almost double jobs, double shifts, just to look after us. I was doing paper run, so yeah. It was actually quite fun. We used to all do it together. It was a really hard moment for all my families, especially my little brothers, not growing up and hardly seeing Dad. Yeah, there's some nights when my dad he'll come home and all hell will break loose, and I'll run the boys back into my bedroom, chuck them in bed and block their ears every time. Every time. I wouldn't say I've become stronger from. I'd say I've become more responsible, like looking after, like, you know, your loved ones and stuff. I guess that does mean I've grown stronger in a way, but yeah, nah.
Hey, I'm Zach, and people pretty much call me the pretty boy of Titanium. Say I take the longest to get ready, but it's not true. Like, honestly, it's not. I'm born and raised in a small town called Whakatane. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm not swearing at you, that's just the name of my town. It's actually the sunshine capital of New Zealand, so we get some beautiful summers. We have a massive beach called Ohope Beach, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. Growing up, I was a hooker. As bad as it sounds, in New Zealand, a hooker is actually a position in rugby, which is well, the main sport in this country. So I played the hooker, and my main objective is just to hook the ball. It's not like what you're thinking. In 2011, which was my last year of high school, I was in a massive car accident. I was the driver of a car, and I got sunstroke, and I blanked out. And I was awoken as the car hit a power pole, and my mother was immediately rushed by helicopter to the nearest hospital. And she was in hospital for about 2 months, just fighting for her life in an induced coma. We thought our mum was going to die, me and my brothers and my sisters. And I started a course at a performing arts school. And at the same time, I was going to court because I was getting charged for hurting my mother and for being in this car crash. So I blamed myself for this accident. It was just really hard, and I just started suffering from massive depression, you know. So I left my studies and I ended up going back to my hometown, Whakatane, where I just pretty much just was drinking every day. And my career, my big dream, was just put on pause. It wasn't until my mum said, you know, I want you to succeed and I want you to do what you love. And she told me, I don't blame you for anything. So for me to hear that, it just, yeah, it's like a second chance. I've been given a second chance. There's this little thing that our fans, the Titans, came up with. They say I do the Zach face. So like if there was a camera, I don't know, I just kind of just go.
What's up? My name's Hayden and I'm the bad boy of the group, you know. Got my tattoos, the ladies love me. What else can I say?
B's for the bars, R's for the robbers, I's for the ideas, and S for the shoppers, T's for the...
Well, as you can tell from my beautiful accent, I'm from England. I was born and raised in Bristol. I moved to New Zealand when I was 13. It was definitely a good thing for me to move away from England. At the time, I'd been getting into a bit of trouble back there. It's very different growing up there to New Zealand. I'd started drinking and smoking drugs and getting into fights. I've been in trouble with the police a couple of times, which, considering I was only 13 when I left, wasn't too good. My little sister was always the singer of the family. It wasn't until I left high school that I first got up on stage and sung, and it's gonna sound really cheesy, but there was a massive turning point in my life. Once I got up on stage and realized I had this potential where I thought, you know, I can actually do something with my life. Whereas before that, I'd just been working a full-time job that I hated. I was pretty miserable. I moved to Wellington to study with my best friend Josh, so we were kind of like a R&B sort of hip-hop duo, and we actually had no jobs for the whole time we lived in Wellington. So to survive, we bussed on the street. So he beatboxed and I sang. I'd love to do a duet with my little sister Jessica, like Michael Janet Jackson, although she would probably put me to shame. She's pretty pitch perfect. I'm also a qualified personal trainer and I studied massage as well. And I love to go out and have a good time. I'm pretty social, so partying's always fun.
So I've got a bit of a bromance going on in Titanium. Hayden and I are like best friends. Pretty much since day one, we just clicked. We do everything together actually. We sing together, go to the gym, go bowling, go to the movies, everything, you name it, and we pretty much do it together.
One of the craziest memories I have of Titanium was performing at an all-girls school.
The moment that we got on stage and we had this really cool intro, each spotlight was just lighting up on everybody, and when it came to me, that moment I was just like, thank God for this moment. I am in, and this is where I want to be.
After the performance, things got a little crazy. Like, we were literally swarmed in, and the girls would be standing there. They'd touch you and then, ah! They'd just scream. From that moment, I remember sitting there thinking, this is what it's going to be like. This is what our career is going to give us, and we kind of had to think, are we ready for this?
I want to be a global artist. I want to have a #1 in America, and I hope that one day I meet the girl of my dreams that will support me and travel around the world with me. They'll be choice.